What up? 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 What's popping? What's happening? What's going on? It's your favorite neighbor, your man MARQNASH. He is I am he. Another great episode of Breaking Beats. Shoot, I'm out here on the grill today, getting a little grilling in. So figure I'll chop it up with y'all while I'm keeping an eye on my food, making sure the food isn't burning. Just have a little session, man. I had a post in the community tab. We can chop it up about that. Also, I had a community post on the members only tab, and I wanted you guys take on it. I'm gonna read some of the comments, some of the reactions. But when you hear both of these scenarios, different. They're different. Both are both are written from a woman's perspective, so that should be interesting to see how you guys, what you guys take on it. Now, trigger warning. Some of you guys may be triggered by this because you might have a baby mama drama situation. Some of you ladies might have some baby daddy drama situation. But I got my these glasses are transitioning, so they're gonna change too. I got this damn directional umbrella. So let me do this. I'm gonna run the intro. I'm gonna share the link out. But basically the first scenario, let me put it on the screen. Let me put it on the screen. She says 6 brown chicks. Boom. Let me just put it on the screen. Sounds like she has a baby daddy situation. She get pregnant again. All right, hold on. I'm gonna put it on the screen. Bear with me. Appreciate y'all patience. How y'all feel out there? Drop your area code. Let me know what side of the earth you roaming the turf. She was like, my baby daddy got promoted, so I appealed for more child support. He offered a DNA test. He ordered a DNA test, and my son failed. Said her son failed. Uh-oh. Let's continue. My son failed. No, your son ain't the father. I mean, your son ain't his baby. It ain't like your son failed. He failed. She said, he put the results in my mailbox. I forgave myself for cheating. But he's being petty. He's been my son's dad for 8 years now. Why ghost my child? How to fix it? That's what she's asking. So that's where we at with it. That's what we're talking about. Give me 30 seconds. 30 seconds. I'm going to run the short intro, 30-second intro. Let's do it. It's your man MARQNASH Breaking Beats. Let's talk about it, neighbors.
This that squad sound.
What's good, neighborhood? It's your man MARQNASH. Another great episode of Breaking Beats. How y'all feel? What's the deal? I would tell y'all to make some noise for yourself, but I don't have my sound effect board out here with me. But make some noise for yourself regardless. Shoot. Make some noise for yourself. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Let me blast this out. We live. Shout out to my sister right here.
Hey.
Damn, Queen, you pull up smoking some good gas, or is it COVID? Is it Kush or COVID?
It ain't neither one.
What's popping with you, my sister? How you feel? What's the deal?
No, nothing. She wrong to answer the poll question. She wrong. And she wrong for talking about that baby failed that test. No, the baby didn't fail the test. She was trifling, maybe. Excuse me. So, like, it's like for me, it's like when they get upset at the use of the word bastard. They be like, you call my kid a bastard. Well, you know, I know a lot of bastards, and they ain't never felt no way about it. It's always they mama, mostly. Because the definition of the word puts the shame upon the parents. But they don't want to take accountability for their actions, so they make it about the child. So instead of her just being a count, I forgave myself for cheating. What kind of shit is that? What is that?
You got
Okay. She
damn, man,
forgave.
you all right?
I got an allergy.
Oh, shit.
She forgave herself for cheating, but her son failed the test. How those two things go together?
Don't checkmate. Let me see if I can open up my other sound effects online. Still more, what's popping with you, homie?
What's up, dude? What's
Man, I
cracking?
was trying to get to you last night, man, but they was in the middle of something when you beamed in.
No, my phone was dying, and I just got back from the fights. I went to the fights last
I
night.
know, Puro. I talked to
Yeah,
Puro about an hour after the show ended last night while I
yeah,
was
yeah.
eating and chopping it up, and he told me y'all was at the fight together, so you met the good brother Puro.
Yeah, I met a good brother, man. We shared a couple brews and watched the fight, man. It was a great night of boxing.
So y'all had a
But
nice date night.
yeah, it was cool. Him and his wife was there. My wife was doing something different. She went to trap karaoke, so
Oh, okay. So your wife didn't go.
yeah, she was doing something different. So it was cool though. But yeah, I don't know why she gonna say that the baby failed the test. She failed the test. Number
Speak
one.
on.
And number two, you can't fix it because you lied to that man for 8 years. You knew who baby that was. You knew it wasn't him, and you didn't say nothing. So how you expect to fix that? You can't fix that. He can fix it if he chooses to. If he wants to continue in your son's life, he can. But you lost that right because you lied to that man.
I'm listening. Hold on. Let me flip these ribs real quick, man. Go ahead. Keep cooking.
No, I'm saying you lied to that man for 8 years. You didn't tell that man nothing when you knew that wasn't his baby. Because women know. They know who baby that is. You knew it wasn't his, but you didn't say nothing. Because he was
should
your
go
best
sue
friend.
her.
He should.
He should sue her
You
for
just,
every dime of child support she ever collected from him under false pretenses and
exactly.
F that kid, because that ain't his baby.
You know, it's hard to say that though, Queen, because the baby ain't had nothing to do with it. Baby's innocent. Baby ain't got nothing to do
And
with it. It's the mama.
look, from a community standpoint, I don't feel that way. From an individual standpoint and her actions, I'm not helping you take care of that kid, lady. Nah.
Exactly. But you can't say F the kid. I mean, the kid ain't got nothing to do with it. The mama's foul.
I
The
mean, but
mama's foul. But the kid is just a kid.
But
He
is he finna? If he ain't finna still be in the kid life, then it's F that kid, and I can't blame him for feeling that way. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
look, that's true. I agree. Huh? What you say,
Sometimes you
Mark?
gotta rip the Band-Aid off. Look how she said. She said he's been my son's dad. Why ghost my child?
Yeah, because she know it ain't his, and she knew it wasn't his from the gate. She knew it wasn't his from the gate, Mark. She knew it wasn't his baby. He was just the best option at the time.
I'm gonna say this, man. I'm keeping it a buck with y'all. Shorty wrong, yo. And I don't think she's just fully accepted accountability when she says things like he put the note. She started off, he put the results in my mailbox. I don't care if he emailed it to you, sent you a smoke signal, regardless. He let you know that he knows. Her next line was, I forgave myself for cheating. I'm sure you did. That's easy.
Because it was all his fault, Mark. Remember? He made her cheat.
Oh, yeah.
It was all his fault. See, if he hadn't done what he did, then she wouldn't have did what she did.
Say it again.
If he hadn't did this, I wouldn't have cheated. And see, because he did that, that's why I did it.
But even if she felt that way, why she had to get pregnant? You can take penis and not get pregnant.
She had no respect for that dude.
Hold on. Hey, Queen, I heard it's the new thing. Hold on, I got an airplane passing by. I don't know if it's too loud. Is that airplane bothering y'all?
Nah.
No, I can't hear it. But you gotta remember, Queen, she had no respect for that dude. That's why she did that. She didn't care nothing what he thought.
She ain't had no respect. She had no respect for her coochie or her womb either. Because how you just have random people baby?
Exactly. I agree.
This new thing called stealthing.
What's that?
Well, it's been going around, but I never heard of that term until recently. So
What's that?
maybe she got stealth. The guy tells her he putting on the condom, but then he goes in raw.
Yeah, unless she a virgin, I ain't trying to hear that neither. You know what raw penis feel like versus a covered penis. Get out of here.
So you ain't.
Look, I'm not with the nonsense. Okay, I wasn't on birth control until I got married. Okay, I charted my cycle, so I knew when I was ovulating. So I knew when to screw, when not to screw, and I knew most importantly, you not screwing me without no condom, sir. And if I did decide I was gonna sleep with somebody without a condom,
you better give it up.
What? Nah, I ain't got to do nothing. It's mine. It's mine. It belongs. It belongs. Well, you know, if it's that type of party, somebody going to jail. But
right. Let me stop playing. Let me play them off. Save me. Somebody save me.
But no, like I don't understand this weird stuff these women be talking about. At the end of the day, that baby is gonna end up your responsibility as the mother. So you won't have no guarantee whether that man gonna be there or not. Especially if he ain't married you. And that's what I wasn't gonna do. If you ain't taking me down the aisle, I ain't having no baby for you. I don't care who you is. No, not at all. Not doing it.
Hey, show more. The crazy part is I know somebody who been in this situation. Very
right.
close. It was a dude.
Right.
His scenario was like this. He was messing around with his he had a chick, she got pregnant, right? Then she gets pregnant again. Like, I guess let's just say he gets pregnant again, and now the baby they already had, let's say that baby was 6 or 7 years old, right? She gets pregnant again. Some time go by, about a year later, he looks up, she don't put him on child support for the baby, for the new baby, right? Like, you ain't let me on child support for the first baby. So when he go to court, they was like, you want to pay? You know, it was still court ordered DNA thing. He was like, I want to test for both of them. So she was calling and testing. She was like, Candace too? You gonna act like that with Candace? Like, oh, that's what I'm just throwing the name out there, right? Cause I want to. He might watch the show one day. But she was like, Candace too? You gonna treat me like that with Candace, nigga? Blah blah blah. Da 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 da. Man, come to find out, Maria nor Candace is his baby.
Damn.
That first one won't his neither. So
see that.
So he won't fuck. Now keep in mind, this dude is married now, so he got a wife, and they don't have kids.
Ooh.
So did he sue her for back child support?
Man, that nigga hood nigga. He ain't doing no kind of. That nigga ain't trying to go to no kind of court for nothing. Unless
man, look. We had.
So he just chalked that up to the game. Man.
Yeah, but I don't think she had him on court order. See, I don't think he was on court order support for the first baby. It was just like he was just, you know, I do what I do. I give you some money. I do things. I provide for you, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But once she tried to put him on paperwork for the new baby, he was like, hold on, she ain't put me on paperwork for the first baby. Now she put me on paperwork for the new baby. Let's do it like this. Because he knew he wasn't even in no relationship with her when she got pregnant, right? He was like, I don't know who she was fucking. Come to find out,
but he was still sleeping with her, right?
Yeah, he was fucking around.
Yeah, that's on him then. That's why he don't want to be bothered.
He thought
he don't want to fuck his shit up. I got you.
Right. So now he finds out, and now one of them his babies. So the problem starts with his wife wanted him. His wife wanted to sever all relationships. He was like, well, not with the new baby, because Maria, she's only one. But Candace is like my baby, man. I remember kindergarten, Head Start, like he has 7 or 8 years, well, at that point 7 years, but then by the time they got the test and everything done, Candace was 8, Maria was about turning 1. And he's like, oh, and now one of them, his wife's like, that shit over. And he was like, well, not with Candace. He was like,
bye. Man, fuck them kids, man. Nope. Not with no trifling women. Look, we had a similar situation. When my husband asked me to marry him, he said, after I told him yeah, he said, well, I done contacted all the women that I ever slept with. Make sure ain't nobody pregnant. He said, I got in contact with everybody except for one. I can't find her. I said, oh, okay, cool. So 9 years into the marriage, he out fighting a war. I'm pregnant with our daughter. He come call me in the middle of the night. Just happened to get up and we going to the bathroom and urinate. Get up, phone ring, it's him. He like, I need you to sit down. I'm like, what happened? What's wrong? I need you to sit down. I ain't sitting down. Fine. Wait, what is it? What is it? Remember that girl I told you I couldn't find? Yeah. Well, she messaged me on Facebook. I said what? That she thinks that I'm the father of her 9-year-old. I say, oh, okay. Well, the baby is scheduled for a cesarean. So when your mama come down here, tell her to pick the little girl up. Y'all can get a DNA test done. So the week is time for me to have my baby. His mama come down, my mother-in-law come down with the little girl with him. They go get the DNA test done and go back. So we waiting for the mama to go take the test because the test is supposed to be 72-hour turnaround. The test don't never come back. We're like, my baby about 3 months old at this point. I'm like, where the test at? Where's the results? And he's like, I don't know. They said 72 hours. I said, you need to call a lab. He called the lab. They say, the mama haven't took the test. So I called a woman, and I'm like, yo, wait. Because we were trying to get a court admissible test because that child was not staying in the house with that woman. It was not going to happen, okay? We functional. That shit is some ghetto. No, you can't live there. So we got a court admissible test. So they was trying to get her. I say, look, is you going to go take the test? Oh, I can go because I'm dropping them off. I ain't going to have no kids for the whole week. I can go over there and take the test. I said, okay, we'll wait a week. Week rolling around, they still ain't called. Called the lab again. They said, mother ain't took the test. I said, what the hell? So then they said, well, we can run it without her. And he said, go ahead and run it. Run the test, come back, child ain't his. Mind you, she's got rent money out of the household. She's got light bill money. She's called in the middle of the night talking about the child is sick, trying to get gas money. She done cussed my husband out, called him a no good baby daddy. Just all kind of foolishness. Okay. And so I'm like, look, test came back. He not the father. What I can do is be this child's godparents. We can be her godparents for the fact, because now I feel bad for the child. Because the child. You know, I feel bad for the little girl because the little girl.
Like demotion. She getting demoted.
I mean, who finna sit up here and play stepmama and daddy to a child that ain't biologically his? After this woman done sat up here and showed her ass for the entire 6 months this ordeal went on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, the best we can do, be godparents to her, because I feel bad for her, because when she came down to get the DNA test, it was spring break. So she got to stay in my house for a week. So she got to see, you know, some normal family type stuff. So I feel bad for her. Her mama talking about, the only way y'all can be her godparents is if you apologize for calling me a bitch. Baby, what? I know you. Girl, ma'am, all right, you go ahead and you have a good life. Y'all go ahead. Well, for the whole time, from the time that child was 9 years old all the way up till she was 18, they done told her all kind of lies and shit. So when the girl turned 18, she come looking for my husband. I'm like, I'm not letting you talk to him if you sitting around your mama and your auntie and them. If you will talk to him, it's going to have to be you and him. I said, because he not your father. Well, they said that the test was wrong. I said, the test is not wrong. I said, that was a court admissible test. I said, because I don't know whether they told you or not. We was going to take your mama to court and remove you up out your mama's house. I said, so wasn't nobody playing with your mama? So they said, well, they said that the test was, I said, no, it was right. So I found the results. And I wasn't gonna even give her the results. I was just gonna let her talk to my husband and let them work it out. Well, the girl called me again, and I done told her don't call me around them people. She calls me while she's sitting around them people. Talking about she want me to be her godmama and all this stuff. You 18 years old and didn't graduate high school, baby. I got a preteen and a big girl in here. You can't come up in here and no, and you ain't blood tied. No, ma'am. Here go your results, little girl. Go ahead and have a nice life, and I'm gonna go ahead and block you because I don't got time. The girls do too much. Too much.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I was going on. While I'm trying to grow my own baby girl. I'm dealing with this shit from this old trifling behind woman. These women out here crazy.
Yeah, she lost all rights, MARQNASH, to make any kind of decisions when she lied about the situation. When she lied, and you found out she lied, that you lose all rights to make any decisions because you're a liar.
That part, don't nobody want to be dealing with no extra stuff when it's already a responsibility to rear a child. So if you know you in that type of position, you should be humble. They don't have no humility. They act like they entitled to. Ain't nobody entitled to help you raise your little bastard. That's your business.
Ooh. Ooh.
Because think about it, Nash. If you lie about that, what else will you lie about?
Well, that's what they is. Because if you ain't want them to be there, you done made better decisions. Like how you don't know who the father of your child is. Who's supposed to have sympathy for somebody that don't know who fathered their child? Like, what kind of animalistic trash behavior is that?
Like I said, brother, if you lie about that, what else will you lie about? How can I trust you?
How many tricks was you turning that you can't remember when you possibly conceived? That's crazy.
Yeah. Let me see. All right, so look, here's this scenario right here. Let me see. So this lady right here is mad. Oh, here we go. Before I do that, I'm gonna let KP give his take on this topic. Go ahead, KP, and I got another one real quick.
Mark, is my mic good?
So far, so good. Hey,
all right, man. I changed them up.
Hey, man.
Thanks for the donation, man. Thanks for them food stamps you sent me the other day, man. It got me better mic.
What'd you say?
I said thanks for them food stamps you sent me the other day. It got me a better mic.
I don't sell stamps. That's a crime. I don't sell them. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Never hoard them. Hey, I'm out here grilling and chilling. I'm listening, homie. I'll be right back.
Okay, all right. Salute, Queen. Salute, Sheldon. But this topic is close to me because that's it, man. That's ridiculous because it's destroyed that kid's mind before the kid had a shot. Because you lied to him about who the father is. Could you imagine psychologically going through school, not knowing who your father is? All these other kids are getting their father come to the school sometimes, and you're wondering possibly if that's your father. Because typically when you go to school with other children, you're in the same neighborhood, around the same type of people. So I've seen instances where some people that I graduated with, they've had a brother or sister that they found out about around graduation time or in their 20s and things of that nature. So this stuff has to stop. It's ridiculous. It's appalling. I dealt with it in my own personal life with my nephew. My brother didn't find out my nephew was his son until he was 6 years old. After she had went through a gamut of DNA tests of trying to find out who the father was.
Hold on, say that again. Your brother didn't know what now?
My brother didn't find out that my nephew was his son until the kid was 6 years old.
Oh, terrible.
That's because she pinned the baby on somebody else. And then my brother ended up taking a DNA test after she did a multiple choice on who the father was.
People say multiple choice.
Queen, that's Queen. You know it's true. That's what's going on. They do a multiple choice.
Pikachu, I choose you. Look at that. Yo, that's crazy.
It's not giving the children a sound foundation. And like Queen said, the young lady she was describing, she's 18. So you're 18, not knowing who your father is, and your mother and them has lied to you all the time. And the people that would have helped you the most, they kept you away from those people. So where does the young lady go from there? She has no foundation. More likely than not, but most likely than not, Queen, she's not gonna go because they're gonna keep lying to her, and then they're gonna just send her down the road of being horrible like them.
Let me tell you something. My mom and my daddy split for good, I think, when I was 9. And you know how it go. Mama say all kind of crazy shit about daddy. And my grandpa, which is my mama's dad, would talk to me and ask me if I had seen him and talked to him. And of course, I got a chip on my shoulder because my daddy in and out. And sometimes I see him, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I know where he is. Might be 2 years later before I see him again. Hell no, I ain't talk to him. Oh, you don't need to do that. You talk to your daddy. So, like, that man old, and he keeps saying that to me. Let me go see what he talking about. So I go find my daddy. And I'm like, tell me what happened between you and my mama. And my daddy tells me his version of the story. And his version make a whole lot more sense than this nonsense my mama was over here talking about. Now, I had to do that for myself. You know what I'm saying? Once you become 18 years old, the only thing they got on you at that point is a roof over your head. They can't really dictate your comings and goings, who you talking to, who you not talking to, especially if you trying to solidify yourself in the world. So if she wants to be healthy, she'll do what she needs to do to go get healthy. Because I went and talked to my daddy so I could know what was going on. That's why when that little girl came back, I was willing to help her as a young adult woman if she showed signs that she was willing to help herself. She didn't show me she was willing to help herself. So that means that me helping you is a liability to not me, my entire family. You're going to have to go on, ma'am, because you don't even want to help yourself. So here go your DNA results. I don't know who your pappy is. Take that up with your family. Have a nice life. Blocked.
Yeah. It makes perfect sense though, Queen. You know, we talk about these different type of things when we on the other panel together sometimes. And it makes perfect sense though. Once you're 18, it's up to you because a lot of people's parents will have them under a mind control or a spell where they can't see anything but what the parent that's around them has said to them. And they can never deduce what they need to deduce to get it right in their life.
I can only believe that if that parent was truly outstanding. But most times in these scenarios, these parents are not outstanding parents. So it's real shallow-minded thinking, or you want to go the way of your parent. Like, for instance, let's talk about my sister. My mama and my daddy was married before either one of us was born. So they at least did that right. My sister, that girl ain't never been married. She got 3 baby daddies. So did she ever go and have a conversation with my daddy? Not to the degree that she needed to. So that means you are choosing the path of negativity. And her life reflects that that's what she chose. I didn't want to live that way. So I did the things necessary. It wasn't comfortable all the time. It wasn't going to get me in with the in crowd all the time, but it yielded me a better result than most of my peers. So I don't got no sympathy for that type of stuff. Oh, they didn't know. I don't want to hear that shit. That's your life. Nobody can live your life but you.
Queen, I don't either because the scenario you just described is the same scenario that my wife and her sister had.
Yeah.
Same scenario.
Yeah, I totally agree with that because you got to remember at the end of it all, right? This life is yours. And I don't care if it's your mother, your daddy, your grandpa, whoever it is. People can advise you and give you tips and give you help, but nobody really gives a shit what you do with your life. You got to live that for yourself. And people always try to use this crutch, you know, I didn't know my daddy. Well, okay, it's a whole lot of people that's very successful who didn't know their daddy. So stop with the cap. It's all about what you want to do with your life, because ultimately it's yours, and nobody gives a shit what you do with it.
People don't care. People are trying to deter you from doing what's best for your life so you can stay in their good graces because they don't want to look a certain way. But that's your life. When they dead and gone, crippled and can't move, whatever happens to them, you still got a life to live. Listen to these people. And that stuff start young. People be telling these young children they got you young, you got time. No, you know you don't. No, you don't. They sitting up here telling you got time, you gonna end up looking just like them. I thought I had time. Oh, okay. Well, time done caught you and passed you by.
Time waits for no man, baby. Time waits for no man. What up, Reg? Hey, look. I got this other scenario for y'all. Check this shit out. Y'all ready? All right. And this is for the this was really what the topic was for. I should have made it 2 topics, but hey, I'll squeeze on in right now. We could probably talk about it again later. I had this in the members only post. Queen, you saw it. My baby daddy done ran and got my son these light up shoes and dingy ass clothes. I am so pissed, calling himself spending money. This entire outfit probably cost $13. I don't dress my kids in Walmart like my baby daddy mama did him. So he grew up on Walmart. Is what she's saying. I always keep my kids, read this clearly. I always keep my kids and name brand. This is not me. This is a copy and paste exactly how she had it. I always keep my kid and name brand. She meant in name brand, at least. What's
at most?
Hold on, what's right at most, right? Like I was like at least. I'm like, what's left? Everything else. Then she said, hey, I'm gonna mute your mic, Queen, while you doing that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you all good. I got you. Then every time I send my now here we go. Now this is the kicker. Then every time I send my son with Nike, Adidas, or even Under Armour when he's with his dad, we don't ever see it again. This is the light up shoes. She took a picture of it. Anybody want to respond to it?
I respond.
I'm calling cap on that.
That's crazy.
Queen, I'm gonna come back to you after the water stop. Whatever you got. Okay, there you go.
I got another story. So my sister.
You gotta take. Is it related to this topic or what?
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
Yes, my sister and her baby daddy was fighting over the clothes that she was seeing when he would come pick the baby up, and he took a diaper bag and threw the clothes out, and she got mad because she worked hard for her money, and these two fools was finna fight while he had the baby in his arms. So I took the baby from him, and I told her to take the diaper bag in the house, and I was like, y'all can't be fighting with this baby in your arms or whatever. So he finally takes the baby, go ahead and leave. And I told her, I said, if he don't want the clothes, why is you trying to force this man to take the clothes? Just give him the baby. That's what the child support order say. Produce baby. It don't say produce baby with diapers, shoes, none of that. Just send him the child. Okay? And she's like, I can't do that. That's my baby. I said, he is just as much of a parent as you are. So as a father, he should have clothes for his child. And if he don't have enough respect for you not to throw clothes on the floor, on the ground, outside, then he should come with the clothes that he wants the child to have. So if she feels like his clothes is not coming back, then she shouldn't send him in clothes that he's coming back. But she also should not complain as to what the other parent provides because that's not any of her business. That's his daddy. His dad, that's gonna be a relationship between him and his daddy. It don't got nothing to do with her. If he wanna buy him all the light ups, because the children love light ups. Hell, my son's 12. I think he'll still wear some light ups.
Yeah. But I mean, shit. Even some of the name brands for kids have light ups. But my whole point is this, though. And this is what the survey is for. This is what the survey is about, y'all. This topic right here. The young lady said, "Hey, look, he bought the kid a $13 outfit and some light up sneakers." She did end with, at the end of the day, the kid had a good time at the fair. That's what's most important. But she saved that for her last line. KP, show more. What you guys think about it?
Let Sheldon go first. I go.
All right, go ahead, show more. What you think about? He took the kid out to Walmart, bought him a fresh fit, $13 for him to fuck up at the fair.
I think it's smart. He probably got the good clothes that she sent the kid at home and let him fuck up the dirty, the cheap clothes. So he can keep the good clothes for himself, keep the good clothes for later on. You remember when you was coming up, you came home from school, you had to take off the school clothes and put on your play clothes. You don't remember that?
My play clothes and my play shoes. Well, my play clothes was my school clothes. I wasn't rich like that, but I did have some older shoes that was my play shoes though. Because
we wasn't rich either.
My school shoes to Christmas.
We was on government keys and all that. We wasn't rich either, but goddamn it, we had play clothes and school clothes.
I remember getting shoes like 2 or 3 times a year. I got them for first beginning of school. Might have got something for Christmas, and then I might have got something for my birthday, which is in February.
When they got them income tax.
Yeah. Or you got Easter clothes, KP, Easter clothes.
Yeah, shit like that. But y'all know how it go. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I learned how to take care of that first pair, and I made sure all my outfits, man. I had my blue jeans, couple pair of blue jeans, and some black jeans, and we just mixed those up. We mixed those up throughout the week, man.
Facts.
I remember I had to stretch 3 or 4 pair of jeans for 5 days, for months.
Months. You gotta do what you gotta do. Hey man.
Months.
Listen, man.
Months and months on me. Mad shirts. Shirt game was impeccable.
Yeah, bro.
Them Levi's, nigga. Shout out Levi's. Those motherfuckers was sturdy.
Hey, remember them Bugle boys? Remember them Bugle boys?
Huh?
I know you remember them Bugle boys. Bugle boy jeans.
Yeah, man. I remember them Bugle boys, the Wranglers.
That's hilarious. He said his shirt game is impeccable.
Yeah, but I would say this, man. I think that's cat.
And I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. Now I'm a grown ass man, and all I wear is the same shirt. Like I wear the same shirt every day. Like I make my own shirts, and I wear nothing but my own shirts. Ain't that ironic?
Because at this point in your life, you understand what's important, Mark. You understand that what you got on your back is not what's important. What's important is what you got in your bank account.
Absolutely.
Yep.
If you can,
and all I wear
is I think both of y'all was in the service, right?
Wish I would be out here wearing these other nigga shirts. I'm gonna be wearing.
Hey, Mark and Sheldon, y'all both was in the service, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
And what I learned about brothers that was in the service is they very conservative financially, and they have a certain level of discipline. And that level of discipline, not as far as conservative as conservative liberal. I'm saying conservative as far as keeping your money, paying attention to your time, resources, everything that you do, you kind of pay attention, very close attention to. You're not willing to just throw things away, waste things. You're not wasteful, primarily. That's what I learned about a lot of military men and women too.
I'm gonna let you know, I disagree. A lot of those guys get used to the check coming in. They get used to the check. They know they got to check on the first, like those lifers. They know they got to check on the 1st and the 15th, 1st and 15th, just like clockwork. So a lot of them get used to that and the stability of that, and they not conservative. They spend very wildly and loosely. Like military bases are known to be praying grounds of people with some money and some resources, but low IQ and don't have financial responsibility. It's to the point where certain people you can have certain lawsuits because they can't do business in the town no more because they preyed on military, or you got to be a certain amount of feet away. Because these dudes are set up shop and to sell a private a diamond chain for his mom. Like he don't need no reason. Yeah, and they just put like you be paying 30-40% interest. You know what I'm saying? It's like crazy. Like long
KP, what you mean by conservative, bro? I missed that part. What you mean by conservative?
I was saying more discipline, more aware of your resources and how you spend them and your time as well, versus being somebody that's just haphazard with the things that they do. But Mark was explaining it to me from a bigger level because he's seen more military servicemen. So I would say this. That was my anecdotal. That was my anecdotal, Mark, because of the men in my family.
Man, I remember a dude who put 18. He put 20-inch rims on an Aztec. Y'all remember what an Aztec? Y'all remember them Aztec SUVs?
Yeah, I remember that shit.
Bro, let me show it to the kids. Some of the kids might not know. But regardless, he was like at a renter rim place. Oh, and it was yellow. Perfect. This is what the nigga had, right? Let me share my screen. And this is my dog, too. So I ain't gonna say his name, but if you know, you know. Man, let me share my screen, homie. Dog had this right here, dog. He used to call it the bus. He had this yellow Aztec right here. And on some matter of fact, and it was like 18s, dog. So it looked like he had bike tires. Like he had this shit on 18s. I was like, bro, you should put the factory rims back on it. You know what I'm saying? That at least the tires was because he really needed like some 22s, some 24s or some shit on this shit to make it look like how he thought it was gonna look in his mind. But he didn't get approved for that.
See, a lot of it comes, KP, from the fact that you've lived this life a little while, you've been through some things, and you come to understand what's important and what isn't. I'm at the point now where I don't care what anybody thinks of me or how I look or how I dress, because I know what I'm doing for me and mine. So as long as I can look in myself in the mirror and be happy with myself for what I'm doing for me and mine, what you think doesn't matter. I don't have to put on appearances for you or anybody else. I just be myself. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because I'm comfortable with me.
Reggie, no. Shout out to Reggie. Reggie said facts. Military people were horrible with finances and were preyed on by businesses. The military has a lot of families on welfare. Speak on it, bro. And you know you'll get an Article 15. They'll kick you out, bro. If you get in debt and you have motherfuckers calling up to the calling the captain.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you get 45 days restriction, 45 days extra duty, and demotion and pay, or kicked out of service.
Yeah, I knew this. This dude. He was his name was Correa. Correa. I'm probably saying it wrong, but
Correa.
You see what Reggie said about the Aztec?
His wife had so many kids though. They had about like 6 kids, but he was only like a E4 specialist. This how stupid the Army is. They give him an Article 15 and they deduct his rank. You know what that means?
Damn.
Now he get paid less.
A lot less. Shit.
Then I look up not too long later. So maybe they had 5, and when she got pregnant again, he got another Article 15 because he was getting behind. Like motherfuckers, like the car dealership is calling, Rent-A-Center is calling, Aaron's is calling. He had on post housing, and
Lord,
and he just couldn't keep up. It was just that shit was crazy, yo. He ended up getting chaptered out.
Yeah, that is crazy because that don't make no sense.
They chaptered him out. They chaptered him out. They gave him honorable conditions, but they nonetheless they chaptered him out though. It's like you
because they be doing stupid stuff though. Soldiers do a lot of dumb shit for real. You know.
Facts.
I see it. I didn't see it. You know, my husband.
I was one of them. I did all kinds of dumb shit.
And I done seen soldiers that let they like I remember this one chick. She would take that man whole paycheck. I don't know how they ate. I think she said she would go to food banks and stuff like that. She take his whole paycheck, go buy a Coach bag or whatever the popular bag was at the time, every paycheck, and brag about it on Facebook in the wives groups, and then had the audacity to invite people to her house and it was like they just showed them the house that day and moved in. There's nothing in there. It was butt naked. I said, "Oh, he crazy as hell. Ain't no way." She got a closet full of purses. They ain't got no food, no furniture, no nothing, because he working and she spending all his money on designer bags. Uh-oh, something done happened. We lost Mark. Anybody? Oh, he's back.
Okay. Yeah, man. I guess my Wi-Fi disconnected. I'm outside.
Okay.
Reggie
But
said
yeah,
you got
she was.
when you're not talking because they hear all that banging and washing.
Oh, sorry.
When you're not talking, yeah. But shit, I ain't no better. I got somebody outside over here revving a motorcycle. So yeah,
We
man.
don't hear it though.
Okay, y'all can't hear it. All right, cool. Reggie said, I stayed broken in the army. He said, I stayed broke. I would be broke within a week or less. Right, bro. Bro, you ain't lying, bro. And you be like, where did all the money go? Man, I'm telling you, man, I saw that shit early. I was like, I did all that running, jumping, like basic training. I got that first check. It was like $550. Cause they deduct the 200 that they give you a little pay card when you first get in, like go in there and get you some good running shoes, go and get that. Man, I went there and got some basic ass Reeboks. Worst decision ever. Got some basic ass, like the cheapest Reeboks I can get, and some other little bullshit in there.
Why Passionate Bliss messing with one of y'all? Who she messing with taking a shot at?
Say that again.
Who Passionate Bliss taking a shot at?
Oh, I ain't even reading the chat, man. I was just up here chopping up with y'all. I ain't read it right then. What she said?
She must be messing with Reggie. She said,
"Oh, she talking to Reggie. Oh, she talking that shit." She said, "And you still broke, you bitch ass dick." No, I'm joking. She didn't say that part, Reg. I added that. She didn't say that. But yeah, like I said, homie had the 18-inch rims on the Aztec, homie. At rental wheel, broke as hell doing this. Now, granted, he ended up retiring and becoming an officer, doing very good for himself. He went back to I think when he was at E6, he went to officer candidate school, and then he was LT captain. He retired as a major at about 39 years old, maybe 40, 39, 40 years old. He's retired fully as a major in the Army. You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm back. I was watching this ass kicking right quick.
Oh man, I was about to pull it up on my phone. I'm trying to keep an eye on these ribs.
Yeah, them goddamn Cowboys is for real. Looks like they for real.
I wish
we look good.
I wish I had the Never Hoyd of it.
Looks like they for real.
Yeah, we look good.
They look good.
Like, stop hating. Stop hating. Stop hating on us.
There about 12 or 4 minutes left.
Cowboys.
Hey Mark, you gotta add the Tupac and Juice. This dude is scared to your board.
Yeah.
You gotta add that to your board.
Somebody said Major Pain. This nigga revving that shit up over there.
I heard it this time. He ain't that bad though.
Oh, I'll be right back. Let me check on this food. Oh, but did everybody give me their take on but this is my last take on my first and last take. I think kids like the light up shoes. My only problem with this is, according to the mother, he does not send back the Nikes, Adidas, even the Under Armour. But my thing is, it wouldn't take 2-3 times for me. You get what I'm saying? It'll be the first time I was like, hey, just don't buy him no shoes. Let him wear and play in these and just send him back in these. Like, don't send him back, in whatever you put him on.
Yeah.
But wait a minute, does he go over there? Is he constantly, is this an ongoing thing where he goes to see his father?
It sounds like it. She said she keeps sending him back.
Well, if it's an ongoing thing where he goes to see his father, why is it wrong for his father to keep some clothes over at his house for his son? Why is that wrong?
No. That's not a problem. The problem is you're not sending the kid back with what the mama bought, and what maybe she wants that. You can keep the clothes and shoes that you bought, but according to her, this is the 4th time that he's kept the shoes that she bought and paid for and sent her back with her kid with some new play clothes. Maybe she's like, he got his own play clothes here. Send him back and the shit I spent my money on.
Well, here's my question. She's saying this on Facebook because a lot of people say this on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Has she told him that?
Shit, the world know now.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. If he ain't buying name brand clothes, then you don't get to keep name brand clothes, especially if the child ain't never coming back in name brand clothes, because it's a difference in $13 and $68 for a pair of tennis shoes. And sir, no, you not.
Queen, the question is this: How am I know if you don't tell me? How am I know you got a problem with it if you don't say nothing? You just put it on Facebook.
Common sense should tell you that. Because if you don't want me playing with your money, don't play with mine.
Well, everybody don't have common sense. You know, common sense ain't too common these days. Number one.
Well, I bet he got some common sense when he found his business all over social media.
You need to express that to me instead of putting it on social media. Come to me, tell me.
If you ain't got no common sense and you want to play with my money, well, however you get the message is how you get the message. That's ignorant. I don't understand why people be taking these children's stuff and not sending it back. That don't make no sense. Especially when you know you're not providing the equivalent. When you do provide, you know that. You know you're not buying name brand clothes. So why would you keep his name brand clothes? And where is his name brand clothes going if he ain't never coming home in them?
Maybe he giving them to his other kid.
See, and that ain't none of my problem because I only got to take care of mine. See, now you're doing too much and you're taking liberties with my money.
Passion and Bliss, that's your TV or your YouTube playing in the background, sis.
Oh, actually, I just turned it down. It's my phone.
How you feel? What's the deal? What's poppin'?
Good. How are you? Good evening, everyone.
Passionate Bliss, what's going on, sister?
Hey, good to hear you.
Evening.
Hey, Miss Queen. But it's not a mystery. The man is selling the shoes on eBay, or he is giving them to his baby mama's children. His new girlfriend, he's giving them to either her kids or he's selling them on eBay. I actually know people who have done this. Actually, it was a family member. When it happened the second time, we quit sending the fancy clothes and we would buy the fancy clothes and the shoes, but the children would wear the clothes when they were with us. When we sent the kid home, the kid had on the exact same thing that they wore when they came over there. It only happened twice. I don't know why she let it happen 4 times. The man is selling the clothes. So, yeah, she just need to keep her money in her pocket and quit wasting money and funding his hobbies.
Hey, Passion and Bliss, I'll see your he's selling them and I'll raise you one. Maybe that nigga a J. Maybe he on that ooey and he rocking them shits off, or he going to get some powder with him. He trade those in for Nick sacks. Go get him a little half ounce. Take the dude. His mama, the mama bought him in some Nike and some Gucci, whatever she bought.
The weed man got a son. The weed man got a little toddler.
The weed man got a child. The coke man got a child. The dope man. Leave the weed man out of this. Let's leave the weed man out of this. The dope man. The real dope man. You know what I'm saying? Put a case on it. I ain't even got my drops on my side. But yeah, I think that's possible. But yeah, I'm not. But other than that, though, I don't see why I agree with Shelton more.
I'm back. Go ahead, Mark.
I agree with you. Why bring this to social media? Because people, you ain't show your child face, but people who know your child. You get what I'm saying? Like, why you want to put your child in the dirt? You think you're trying to embarrass the man, but you're embarrassing your child. You know what I'm saying?
Because she petty.
Goddamn Cowboys that won the game.
Already.
But she
Hold
up. But look, you know, people who know her and people know they looked it up. I would show this shit, but I don't want to Facebook is a little different for me than YouTube, so I don't fuck up my YouTube thing going over here.
Yeah.
And show her face, but people was putting up her picture in the feed, like girl, you wearing Burlington at best. You wearing some TJ Maxx at best. And you know the girls jumped in, start talking about her bundles, what her hair looked like. So it's
I mean, she was being petty.
Yeah, but people who know her put her on blast, or you know, people found, you know, they can find the name in the feed. I cut that out of mine, so I don't have those issues. But I said all that to say kids like little light up shoes, but my only problem is not sending the kid back with the clothes consistently. But I don't even believe that at this point. I believe she probably added that to, I think she added that conjecture. I mean, I got to go with what we got here in front of us. No, that's not fair. But I'll put a case on him too. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he'll Jay. Like, nigga, why you keep keeping all his Nikes and sending him? Like, you trying to flex for the niggas that pull low? Like, I bought my son these, bought him these, keep my little nigga fresh. But you buying them to Walmart? Oh, but my whole point is this too. Let's break this down. She was like, he calling himself spending money. She said, I don't dress my kids in Walmart like my baby daddy mama did him. Hey, whatever his mama dressed him up in, it was good enough for him to bag you raw dog.
Wow. Hey, Mark, stop that. Don't do him like that, Mark.
I'm just them facts. Them facts. This is what we talk about womb responsibility.
No, but they don't want to hear that, Queen. They don't want to hear the truth.
Well, we ain't got to worry about that. We got to tell the truth and shame the devil.
They don't want to hear the truth. They don't do them like that, Mark. Don't tell them the truth.
Oh, that Walmart was good enough for you. He came up in there with them Wranglers on.
And truth be told, I agree with the dad on that. When your children
and bagged your country ass, right, Mark? He bagged your country ass.
No, but when your kids are
raw
small and they're changing size every 3 months, it's foolish to buy them designer clothes, in my opinion. So I didn't buy them. But when they foot got one size, then
your
I
audio is terrible.
Oh, you can't hear me? Okay.
Yeah. Try to do it again. Beam out or beam back in, or try it again. Unmute. Let me mute show. And Queen. Go ahead.
Okay, testing 1 2.
Terrible 1 2 3.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like it's a static with every word. Maybe she has an iPhone. If you got an iPhone, you got to use a different method. You got to use Google Chrome or use Firefox. It's not optimized for Safari. But go ahead, show.
Yeah, that's what I like. That's what I like, Mark. I like that part. You said that part. That's what I like. It was good enough to bag your country ass, but now it ain't good enough for your child.
Yeah. I mean,
I think she's being petty with the whole post because at the end she say, well, he did have fun at the fair. So the post, the main purpose of the post was to say her child had fun at the fair, but she had to take shots at the baby daddy instead of just saying that her child had fun at the fair. And that's why I can't do that baby mama, baby daddy shit.
Here we go. Passion of Bliss. Talk to me. Let's hear
Okay, can you hear me now? Is that better?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. My thing was I was saying that I actually agree with the dad who's buying the cheap Walmart clothes. I feel like because I'm somebody that's very practical. I feel like when your kid is changing size every 3 months and they need new shoes and new clothes every 3 months, you're wasting money buying them designer clothes. And so I felt like I was okay with buying the little Walmart outfits. They were cute. And so I'm okay with doing that. But once they get a certain size, once their butt starts staying a certain size for a year or more, and their foot starts staying a certain size, then I'm willing to buy more expensive stuff just because it lasts longer. But I'm actually with the dad. So if he was buying Walmart clothes for kids that are changing sizes every 3 to 6 months, I'm actually cool with that. And I wouldn't have bought him all that kind of designer stuff. Unless it was practical. Like my son, he could only wear Timberland shoes because he would tear up every other shoe. And I tried them all. So he could only wear Timberlands for that reason. That was the only thing that would last. But I had to buy him, a size bigger. So the dad not buying designer clothes, that's not an insult or a put down to him. That's a practical man who's not wasting his money because he got to buy it again in 3 to 6 more months. So.
But he ain't sending it back. He at least send her back her shit that she bought. You don't
Yeah.
send back in the light ups.
Now I would agree with that. He flat out
You
he's selling the
know
clothes
they
now.
bought. You know
But
what you bought and what you didn't buy. Send her, especially because obviously y'all don't have the best relationship because you know that. You know who you dealing with if they go to the social media and tell all your business type ass person.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why just send her back the shit that she bought?
And I guarantee you the kid wants those light up shoes more than he does them designer shoes that she bought. So I could see him doing that and being okay, oh, that being cool. But I do believe he should have sent her stuff back. But we know that he sold it on eBay for a better price than what she got for it, probably.
So there are mothers that do the same thing to the fathers of their children. They'll tell her the child needs shoes, the child need a coat, all that type of stuff. And father go buys it. And then when the child come to visit the child ain't got no coat. The child got on some raggedy shoes. And you ask the child, well, where's your coat? I don't know. Well, where's your shoes? I don't know. And you never get an explanation for the mother. It's just some trifling parents out here, man. Where is
I was about to say that.
Shelton? Oh,
I thought the shit shut off. I came back over. I was like, damn, this shit
Yeah, I'm
cut off.
here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. What's going on, y'all?
I was just gonna ask you what was the score on the game.
Oh, it's 22-10. The game is over. Dallas won. They got a pick. They got the ball back, and they ain't giving it to the Rams. The Rams only got one timeout and a minute and 50 left. It's over.
Man, don't nobody care about that damn game.
Don't do that. We them boys. We making noise.
We'll see. We'll see what happens with the playoffs.
I hope we at least make it to the
Let's see
second
y'all
round
niggas
this
make the
time.
playoffs.
We always make the playoff. We just don't get past the first round.
Around here, we call that checkmate. Checkmate.
That's okay. We will one day return to our former greatness, and everybody will have to bow down and kiss our feet once again. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but I'm keeping hope alive.
Keep hope alive, sister. Keep hope alive.
Our ears, Cowboy Nation.
Well, my team got a big game tomorrow. We got a game tomorrow. We got to win. We lose this game tomorrow. We basically out the playoffs.
Who is it?
The Oakland Raiders.
Oh, Raiders. Okay.
Shout out to Big Blunts and Boxing. Appreciate you, homie, for pulling up. I was just grilling and chilling, chopping it up. Hey, Pastor, please, could you give me your take on this topic right here? My baby daddy got promoted, so I appealed for more child support. He ordered a DNA test, and my son failed. He put the results in my mailbox. I forgave myself for cheating, but he's being petty. He's been my son's dad for 8 years. Why ghost my child now? How to fix it? Question mark. Passion Bliss, what's your take? Unmute your mic. Passion Bliss, your mic is muted. Your mic is muted. Okay. Maybe she stepped away. Maybe she grilled.
I got it. Why she take him for a raise in child support though?
Because he got promoted.
Bro, what they got to do with her? That's crazy. These women do too much. If you want them type of benefits and perks, then you should have married him. And the court should not allow for this type of foolishness. I don't like that. I do not like that. That don't make any sense. If you wanted the benefits of this man's hard work and the work he put in and the rewards he get from that, then you should have been his spouse. Matter of fact, I feel like if you weren't married, you shouldn't be able to go and get no child support in the first place because the state didn't sanction the birth of that child. So the state shouldn't have to be involved with how that child is taken care of. Because this child support stuff is ridiculous. I've seen men not be able to take care of themselves because child support is taking everything that they work over 40 hours a week for.
Nah, I don't like this angle Queen P and Karma Serene running with right here. I don't like that angle, ladies. Once you sign the birth certificate, it's your kid. Yeah, but once we find out the DNA say I'm not. Now, if I sign that after, yeah. But come on, fam. Don't do them like that, Karma. That's where you at with it for real, Queen P. Y'all niggas tripping, man. I'm sorry, ladies.
No, child support is when the dudes say child support is a broke woman hustle, they ain't lying. They not lying. They wouldn't be trying to come up off them men. They don't want to be responsible to them. They don't want the responsibility of being in a family, but they want all his resources. And the government is letting them do this shit.
But here's the thing, Karma. Now, Karma and Queen P. So once the DNA tests come back and it's not his, that's still his fault? That's how y'all feel? He should still be responsible for a kid that's not his?
Yeah, because it's about the bag. Beat the bag by any means necessary. Secure the bag. That's why men need to be careful who they decide they gonna drop seed in.
You got to investigate.
But you better investigate.
You got to
From the
investigate
time,
when you get to sleeping with these people. You got to investigate, see who they are.
yeah, and before by the time the Senate get through with their bill, you gonna be responsible for that child from the time that heifer get pregnant all the way up to if that child go to college, 24 years of your life. That's how much of their money you obligated to give. And she can go increase your child support whenever she feel like it. And she can keep you from seeing your child whenever she feel like, yo, it ain't worth it. Keep your sperm to yourself. Don't give them to them because I'm
Oh, I
telling you, they
understand where
trying
you're
to
coming
get you.
from, Karma. At this point, Karma, you got an attachment to the kid. But I say again, once the DNA test proves that's not my kid, then it's my choice if I want to continue in that child's life or not, because I'm not obligated. It's not mine.
On period. Nope, not obligated at all. And fuck that kid. They're saying, not mine. Children is a responsibility. Like I don't know why a lot of women feel like people just obligated to stay connected to their children. Children, time, effort, money, mental, emotional, and that child is not like they're asking men to defy their very nature. If you look at nature, when male um grown male animals come into a space and it's baby male and they gonna kill them because that's not their DNA. So the women want men to be like, oh, that ain't mine. I'm gonna work hard and teach it and treat it like it's mine, so it can one day grow up to compete against my offspring. What kind of that don't even make sense.
Shelton, I wanted to answer your question. Can you hear me? Hello? Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. In regards to what Shelton's saying, you're absolutely right. If the kid is proven not to be yours after doing a DNA test, no, you're not obligated to that child. It's unfortunate when circumstances like that happen because you formed an attachment to that child. And I think of the example with Jaquan because one of the kids he had, he cared for that kid, I think I want to say about 6 to 8 years before finding out that child was not his. Even Neo with one of the women he was dating before he made it big, he thought that the child she had was his, and for 2 years he was attached to that child, had a bond with that child, and only to find out that once the DNA was done and it wasn't his, the lady left. She never gave him no justification. But what I was saying was in regards to the birth certificate. If you sign it, you're considered the legal father. Now, once it's proven that you're not the father and you don't have to pay that child support, I think that in order to remove you, then the biological father may have to, have his name, put his name on it so that it's not on you. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking. So no, Shelton, I'm not justifying anything.
Yeah, that is the law. The law is terrible toward these men. Terrible.
But let's be honest, the same way a lot of men say that women should, be careful who they choose to have sex with and, ejaculate, a man should also be considering that too. You shouldn't be out here nutting in a woman that you don't want to have a family with and you don't want to be with. I think it's both
Yeah.
sides that should be considered instead of just one side. Men play a part too.
No, I agree with you. I don't feel bad for dudes that's complaining about their child support and none of that. You get what you deserve because you should have made sure you didn't want to you didn't want to create a family with her. You ain't had no business getting her pregnant in the first place or giving her the material to become pregnant. Let's say it like that. You ain't had no business, but since you did that, there are consequences that come with that. And I don't feel bad for them either. Like, I'm an equal opportunity headbuster with this nonsense because this is nonsense. I'm like, what is wrong with you people? Y'all just having any babies anywhere and anything and complaining about the consequences that you get. And at the end of it all, the only people that's suffering are the children. They're going to grow up with all these issues and perpetuate them on each other. It's ridiculous. I don't feel bad for the dude. I'm just saying it is messed up. And I feel like as far as these laws go, these men are doing a very good job of advocating for themselves because these laws are ridiculous when it comes to these men and these children. Like this shit it's damn near to the point where women can name any random man that she may have thought she slept with and name him as a father, and he can end up paying child support for that child and not able to get it out just because she said so.
Not necessarily, because don't you have to do a DNA test before you
Nope,
start
not in
paying
every
child
state.
support? Okay,
Nope,
not in
not
every
in
state.
every state. They don't have to do that. And in some states, child support and visitation not even in the same thing. So you can go get the child support, and then he got to turn around and go file to be able to visit his child. His child support should be fucked up. Like you can take half this man paycheck for some children and then deny him the right to see the children. And ain't no telling what the children be going through because I done heard horror stories where the mama is neglecting the children and stuff like that, but he can't see them and she won't let him talk to him or none of that. And then when he finally able to see him, children just be in a terrible state of being because she neglecting them. It's terrible. And I get it. Some men not gonna do what the responsible thing and take care of their children. So I understand why some women do want to go get child support, but it's a lot of women out there that abuse the system and they use the system to play get back because whatever may have happened within their relationship with that man, and that's not okay.
Damn, it's crickets up here. The show still live?
Yeah, we here.
Anybody agree? Disagree? Carmen Serene said, after 8 years, yeah, you the daddy. Or you, what she said? She said, I think once you sign the birth certificate, that's your kid. Y'all agree with that? Like,
It makes you a legal father.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But once that DNA pull up say I'm not the dad, I should be able to get out of there, right? Or
You
y'all?
should, but you better make sure that you get your name off that birth certificate, though.
Am I stuck for life?
if you don't get your name off that birth certificate,
Bullshit.
get your name off the birth certificate. I remember seeing it on paternity court where there was a woman saying that this man was the father of her kid. They did a DNA. He wasn't the father, and they gave him like rears in regards to child support. And he's like, "Well, this ain't even my kid."
And then, you know, something they go through hell to get their name off the birth certificate. And I see she said that it's to benefit families. It's not benefiting no family. A family is a husband and wife that produce children. Two people fucking for sport producing a kid is not a family. It's to benefit women. Period.
Damn, y'all killing me with this.
I think people put too much on that having to have a ring in marriage shit, because some marriages ain't shit. I think it all boils down to how two people respect one another, regardless of the ring is involved or a title of a wife or husband is involved. Because some husband and wives treat each other no different than some high school boyfriend and girlfriends do. But now, like the situation on the subject here with the finding out the kid is not yours, I think the father has a choice of whether he abandons the kids and walk out. That's on him, and I don't think he's wrong for that. But it'll be hard to do after you didn't raise a kid for so long. You'll be hurt. You'll probably be embarrassed, but the decision is yours. The fault is on the mother. The mother's the fucked up one in this one. It's always
everybody fucked up.
No, not everybody. The father ain't fucked up. He's him not knowing, regardless of who he fucks. That's part of human nature. That's human nature. Now, a woman sitting there lying, though she's carrying these type of secrets, is foul as shit. But that's also why I say I think they need to change that so people don't run these issues in making.
They need to change that.
DNA should be set at the birth of a child before you sign anything.
Yeah, but DNA should be an automatic thing. I agree with that. But people and how they treat each other, we see how that's working out. That's not working out too well. I mean, marriage don't even have to be sanctioned by the state. Marriage is a ritual that makes you two accountable to each other and to the community that y'all are around. That's why they had a whole ceremony thing. You ain't got to go to the states. You need to get married. Not be, I had her in the club in the back seat and she got pregnant. Oops, she put me on child support. That's the type of ignorant shit that be going on. That's how a lot of these children are born. Okay, so I'm not gonna say don't do the functional thing, because guess what else marriage does? It guarantees that even if a child was conceived inside of that marriage, it's still that man's responsibility. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of fucked up as well, but at least that child is growing up in a family environment most of the time.
Not if her ass cheated on me. What? Not if we married and I end up doing the DNA test and that motherfucking kid not mine. Like,
I mean, all that's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what kind of married person just be like one day I'm finna go DNA test.
A lot of married people do that shit. The marriage
that
thing
shit weird.
That shit gimmicky across the damn world. A lot of men, people want to go into these other countries that do tradition. Those men treat women like shit. Marriage is a gimmick, and people have to learn how to not live to the standards of other people and just love each other. A lot of people don't. They in marriages trying to live to the perceptions of how people view them from the outside, doing certain shit to look impressive for the friends, trying to impress the family. When both these motherfuckers frustrated and unhappy as hell. Like, a lot of shit gimmicky. People gotta just learn to be who they are when they found each other. But people get settled in relationships and gotta fit the images taught to them of what marriage is, and it makes them unhappy and shit.
Yeah, that's crazy, because a marriage is what two people get together and create so they can do the best for their family. So I don't know about all that other weird shit, but people go into all kind of things with idealistic views and craziness. They think life is really a Disney movie or a fairy tale, and it ain't. But I'm just saying, providing structure for your children is not a bad thing. And when you got the government that allows people to not follow any type of structure That's what they gonna do. There are a lot of people that are having children for the simple fact that, like the lady, she titled a video called "Baby Mama Mad," and they said, "Why do you have so many baby daddies?" It's like I can get child support, and she did this mad talking about why she got 5 baby daddies because baby daddies will yield her over $2,000 a month in child support, whereas if she had one, she would only get 600. That's why they be having these babies like that. I'm gonna always advocate for the structural and functional thing because people ain't got good sense. People want to act like savages and want the benefits of being humans. It don't work like that.
Shit, I think at the end of the day, man, I just think, bro, the only reason why that shit hit like that is because of, like, most people will feel like, oh man, you've been around this child for so long, how could you just vamoose and poof away from him or her? But people different. Some people can't. Some people, no matter how much they love you, if you disloyal or something happen, they can cut you off and never talk to you again. Some people willing to forgive. It sound like him. Shit, like me, motherfucker cheat on me. I don't care if I knew that kid 10 years, bro. I'm gonna fuck with him, but shit, you damn sure not getting no child support. None of that type shit. That shit over with. God, that shit crazy. You seen that one little dude? I seen a dude did a DNA test and found out the kid wasn't his. This nigga had a heart attack. Young nigga. Shit.
I mean, that's crazy. You bond with them children and all of that stuff. And you put all that energy. It's not even just the money. It's the emotional bonding and all of that stuff. And you thinking something is yours. You pass it on something good in the world because you think it's yours. You're spreading your DNA only to find out you done invested all that time into somebody else's DNA. Yeah, that's enough to make you have a heart attack.
And shit, just not the man. Imagine what the kid go through. The kid bonding with you, thinking you their father, and now they mother them brought this shit. There's a lot of fucked up shit that's brought in when women do that shit. Like, and I always say I got that story of this older woman I was fucking with. I never even had sex with her, and I really stopped fucking, even wanting to fuck with her. When she come to me, barely even know me, and bring up this shit about a dude who is there and they're dying, wanting to nigga ain't been in this kid life his whole time. But when he dying, he want to get a DNA test because he think it's his child. And there's another dude who just lives for this child, spoils the hell out of this girl. The girl views that as her father, love him to death, and the mother having to assess because this dude probably gonna go public whether he says something, comes out and shares that horrible news. Like, it's a lot of fucked up shit out here when people do that. It ain't just the dude who raised and worked his ass off to provide for a child. Them kids end up fucked up. And then you end up with fucked up people in society.
Yeah, and then you got good people shit like my homeboy right now. He from LA. He live in Michigan now, but he have his daughter. I think she in the 10th grade now, man. But he been around her since she was like 10 months old, and he not even with his baby mama. He been taking care of the baby by himself in Michigan, like the baby mama, the biological mama in LA somewhere. Shit, don't know where the fuck she at, but he literally taking care of a kid that's not biologically his right now. You know what I mean? So, and shit, she like my niece, bro. I've been knowing her whole life. So, shit, you got people like that, and you got people that shit wouldn't do that shit. Wouldn't dare do that shit, bro. You know what I mean? So
I'm a woman and I wouldn't do that shit. And he sounds like a fool. I mean, he's a good guy. That's great. He's going to get many rewards in the next life. But that's foolish. You're taking care of somebody that's not your own. But if you got a heart to do that, that's great. People adopt kids all the time that are not theirs, and they raise them, and that's fine. But actually, I'm a woman and I wouldn't do that. If it's not my kid, I'm not taking care of it. God bless him. But he sounds foolish to me because I've heard other men say this too, that they are still taking care of kids and doing for kids that that's not their own. They done broke up with the woman, ain't been with her for 5 years, and they still running behind her kids. That sounds foolish to me. He sounds like a fool, but God bless him. I'm sure he'll get rewarded for that.
But what about the attachment that they have to the kid, even if the relationship
Fuck
is
that
over?
shit.
I get it, but
as I said earlier, though, Q, after you find out that child is not yours, you have the DNA test, you find out that child is not yours. Now it's your decision if you had a bond with that child, if you want to continue to be in that child's life. That's some grown man shit that your homeboy doing, because the child is innocent. The child didn't have nothing to do with it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's some grown man shit that he doing.
Exactly.
He decided he want to help this child and get this child a better way because the mama ain't there to help the child. So he decided he wanted to do that. That's commendable because everybody ain't built like that.
Yeah, and still do that shit. Like, bro, like I see her like she my niece, and I didn't even know that wasn't his real baby till she was like fucking 9, 10. Like I've been around her since she was like fucking months. And I didn't know
because he's a grown man and he understands that child is innocent. She had nothing to do with the decisions that her mama made. And he's trying to help that child. He's not doing it for accolades. He's not doing it because people think it's right. He's doing it because he feels it's the right thing to do, and you should commend that. That's commendable.
Because when you love a child, you love a fucking child. But I also had a homie who reacted in the worst way a motherfucker react because he killed the kid in himself when he found out this baby wasn't his and shit. It's like you can't play with when it comes to kids. You cannot do that shit. And they should really make the push to making this shit as some mandatory shit to where you don't
and make it criminal if the women lie. Make it criminal. Make it criminal charges, Red.
Yeah, and then how I see it too, like he in my generation, niggas didn't grow up with no father. So especially like me, bro, I never, you got a kid, bro, whether that's yours or not, depending on the connection you have with him, bro, you're not trying to be like the dude that wasn't there for you. You don't want to be that. You don't want to be that guy, especially if you felt that. A fatherless child, a bastard, that don't know their father, never got took care of one, just know their moms or whatever. You're not gonna be that. You're not gonna be that type of example, for sure. So.
Heads off to the dudes that do that, but I would never.
Yeah, but you're not a dude either.
Yeah, I'm not. And I would not. Nope. And I wouldn't even let no man do no shit like that. Cause sir, no. Nope.
And I will say this: I do know a man who did this because he loved the mother of the child so much, but he stayed with the mother. He raised the kids. He had 5 other sons with her too, but he raised the kids, and that first one wasn't his, but he raised that kid as his own. And when he speaks about his kids, he speaks most highly of that one that's not his, and that kid will always do the most for you because they always will know that you didn't have to, but you did. That there's nothing you can't do for that kid. I will say that because this guy, and it's outstanding because this guy was white and his wife was white. She cheated on him with a black man. The first kid is biracial. Oh, he had 5 other white kids with her. When he talks about the kids, he talks about that black kid the highest. I have to tell Barry to do this over and over, but if I tell Eric one time, it's done. He speaks of Eric the most highly of all them kids. And Eric, if he needs something, Eric is there first on the spot because he know he didn't have to do it, and he did. So it's outstanding.
I mean,
damn, why?
Hold
up. Why is hats off to this white dude? But when my homeboy, he was a goddamn fool for that shit.
Oh hell,
right. The white guy, to do the shit. He like the nigga like white Jesus or something.
Right. Q. I be telling Pastor Bliss she be on that coon shit.
That's different because he's in the.
Don't get me wrong. I think he's a fool as well. Don't get me
wrong.
Nah,
you on that coon shit. Just accept it.
My point was about the kid. The kid will never forget that
you just cooning, and now you're trying to clean it up. You on coon shit.
No, but Reggie, I thought her point.
I thought it was never dirty.
The Blitz.
It
Kanye
No,
wasn't
got
but
dessert.
shirts for you. Go buy them.
Reggie, I thought her point in talking about the friend was that he was still with the
Nah,
woman.
Queen P, don't clean her shit up. She can go buy a
No, but that's
Kanye
what she
shirt.
said. She said they were still together versus
He was
the
still with the
other
mama.
one where, the parents are no longer the couple are no longer together, but you formed an attachment to a kid that's not biologically yours. And like
Yeah.
Shelton said, you make
So
a
that's no
choice to
different than
whether
Q the
stay in
God
the
friend. He was
corner.
attached to a kid he raised. Like
Well, I
sometimes
mean,
Yeah,
people
that's
make
see
shit up.
that's what I'm saying. That's a
then
different
like Shelton
scenario.
said, you make a choice whether to stay in the picture for the child and continue to be there or just leave.
It sound like my homeboy way more respectable.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's your
and you
homie.
can't.
Like,
Nah,
look, you can't be doing
And a
tit.
woman,
You doing
and
tit
to
for
be
tat
honest with
at this
y'all,
he
point,
acting foolish
and
because
to
he
be
ain't even
honest
with the
with
mama no
y'all,
more. The
sir.
mama
and
You
to be
doing
long
honest
tit
with
for
gone.
tat.
y'all,
What is this?
a
Cue the
woman
God.
can't
You
put
being
me
a
in that
you doing
situation. You can't put me in this predicament to choose, because if you try to make me choose, I might not choose you.
ooh,
Well, I flat out said that the mama. I said he was a fool because the mama wasn't there. He ain't been with the mama for years. They all sound foolish. This guy was still with the mama and had more kids with her. But but my point was really towards how much the kid will appreciate it. But I said in the first time that if you can do that, that's great, that's commendable. But what I didn't touch on was how the kid is going to receive it. The kid, there's nothing the kid will do with you because they will always know that you didn't have to, and you did. So
cue the
that guy is
God.
gonna he's
Oh,
gonna
go
reap
ahead. I'm
those
Exactly,
sorry.
benefits.
No,
exactly,
I was
exactly.
gonna say cue the God. You doing tit for tat when you say, "How about my homie?" Like, do you really need validation from people that you don't know regarding your homie? I don't think your homie cares.
Who I'm not
Yo,
asking you for. I'm not asking you for validation. You the one hung on to it and double back. I didn't. I
no, I
didn't
didn't
need. I
hang.
didn't need.
Sir, I
Didn't
think
need.
you better make sure you know
I
who you're
didn't need your
talking to,
validation for
whether
that.
that's myself or Passionate Bliss who made the comment. Two, I
I'm
said
talking
why.
to you.
Okay, I'll make sure you. I just want you to make sure. Two, I say you needed validation because you're like, well, how come you give this white man praise but you don't give this black man, dude? Like, does it really matter?
I didn't
Like,
say
who
nothing
being?
about praise. I said you. She
It
talking about.
sound like it.
She talking about the white dude, like he this and that. Never not one time called him a fool. He's still with the black lady. He speak highly of this girl, this and that. But after I said, "Oh, he's a fool," he would like, "Come on."
Okay, but she clarified. So then what?
All right. After I said something,
Okay,
Yeah,
but
she
she
ain't
still
clarified
clarified.
shit. That girl
Okay,
cooning. She stay on here cooning. She don't like
Well,
black. She
Reggie,
don't
I
like black
did.
dudes.
Don't get me wrong.
She don't
I
like
think
black
everybody
dudes, and that
she
involved
shit
is
said
a
they're
clear.
fool.
both fools,
All of us,
Reggie.
they're fools across the board. Let's
No,
not
you
get it
didn't.
twisted. They're all fools.
She
But
loves black white dudes. You didn't came on here and said that black dudes ain't shit. So it's
no, I
clear
did.
into why you responded that
See,
way.
nah,
you guys are terrible. And I have to say this every time I'm on this
Y'all
panel with
niggas
you
ain't
guys. I
shit.
have to
What are you
say,
talking about,
roll
Reg?
it
Niggas
back
ain't
and
shit. You
watch
know
it
that.
again. I
yeah,
didn't
man.
say that.
White ones ain't neither shit.
These women ain't shit. That's how you. That's why they out here with dudes that motherfucking that's not their biological child. Just like why the
Yeah, and that's
fuck?
why some of these
Just hold
dudes
up.
hang out
It
with
just
his homies more
hold
than a woman.
up.
He might be like
It just
having a
like
bosom relationship since these
it
women
just
ain't
like
shit
my
though, but you
homeboy.
say want to have sex with them.
It just like my homeboy knowing why the fuck would he let this innocent little girl go back with her mom in LA, knowing she gonna be on some crazy shit. Ain't got no stable home, ain't got no job, ain't got no family that's gonna let her stay with her. She living house to house, and he's stable and got everything. Why the fuck would I let an innocent child go into that when she can stay with me, live well, go to school, get clothes, have people just like me that take care of her, help support her, cheerleading, all that shit if she needed, rather than go with somebody where not even gonna take care of her. That'll be the fool that'll let a child go and do that. That's the fool.
That's a fact. That's a fact, brother. Speak on it.
He'll be blessed for that. He will be blessed for that as well.
Right, so I just like, but just like I was saying, I just think like it just depends on the person. You know, somebody like me, I can't say that I would have did the same thing. You know, but shit, you know, I'm not in that situation. So until it happened, I really can't speak on what the fuck I would do. But you know, for the people that do, I ain't got shit against them, bro. If it's not your
Yeah, he
child,
did
bro,
the
you don't
grown.
gotta
He
take
did
care of
grown man shit. Q. That was grown man shit. He did.
it. Hell yeah, because that shit crazy, you know. But I do understand it, bro. Like, you know, me, I didn't have no pops, and I know how that shit feel not to have one, you know, and to raise somebody and then just be like, put them out your life, like, the hell with them, and you know they ain't going to nowhere stable, you know, somebody without a heart only could do that shit too. So
Well, what if you raise it and then they tell you to kiss his ass? Do you feel bad that you raised it, or you all right?
No,
Because
I
there's
mean,
some
no,
children
because I
out
did
there.
what
I'm
no,
just
because
saying,
I
because
did
there's
what I
some
was
kids out there that have told me, nigga, fuck you, you ain't my daddy. Like, I don't give a fuck what
because
you
I
did.
did what
So,
I wanted to do. I don't give a damn how
oh,
he feel
okay.
about it. I did what I
yeah,
All
wanted to
right.
do.
Yeah,
yeah,
your
this
I ain't
biological
tripping. I
kids
ain't
should
doing
do
it
that.
because
I watch
he
more biological
wanted me to
kids.
do it. I'm doing that shit because I wanted to do it. That's what I
Yeah,
felt I need to do. Fuck how he
I
feel.
watch more biological kids do that shit to their parents than some old step kid or some kids that ain't yours.
Well, you know, whatever the kid may be, but if it's yours, that's one thing. When it's not yours, because a lot of dudes feel like they not getting respect. That's like one of the damn things. We ain't getting respect for being stepdaddy, so we don't want to be stepdaddies. Okay, so if you saying you don't know what you would do, then what if that child grow up to not appreciate what you did? Then what? Do you feel like you was done a disservice?
I mean,
No, that's
shit.
on him.
I mean, right
That's on that
now,
child.
shit. I mean, right now, shit. She what, 14, 15. She doing good in school. She playing volleyball. As far as right now, bro, it's nothing wrong. When I call her, I'm talking. When I call him, I talk to her like shit. So as far as like them specifically, that's who I'm speaking on. I'm speaking from a real life perspective. That's what I was bringing to the panel. Somebody that I personally know and put it out there like that's somebody who's don't have a biological kid and that's what they're doing with it. So far the rather than the story that we hearing from. So that's just like what I'm saying. I understand both. But as far as his situation, that ain't what he got to worry about. Cause she grateful. She know who her mom is. She understand reality. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you got people, a lot of their kids, they don't know what's going on. They don't know the real. You know, that's why you get kids that misbehave and do shit like that. But when you can be real with, you know, your child that you raising, you know, because you transparent, because you not doing no fuck shit as a grown person, you don't gotta hide shit from your kids and you know, weird shit like that. You know, so that's just what it is, bro. Like how I look at it, bro, everything a cause and effect. You know, if your kid's acting a certain way, some caused it. You know, whether that's your fault or not your fault, it is what it is, but you still gonna have to handle it because that's your child. So
It's not your child. And I have two children whom I love very dearly. But if I had found out at the age of 8 years old that they were not my children, I would have taken them to the orphanage and said, look, y'all need to find these kids real mama because it ain't me. I wouldn't have raised them kids because there's plenty of other stuff I could have done, especially since I never got a dime in child support. It's very difficult and it's very costly to raise children. And I'm supposed to break my back over some kids that ain't mine? No, sir. I would have returned them to the orphanage, the Social Security office, DSS, wherever they're supposed to go because they don't belong to me. They ain't mine. They don't belong to me. I'm returning these things to the store. Apparently, you don't need no receipt if they're not yours. I would have dropped their little rump off with all the little Walmart clothes and the Walmart shoes that I had bought for them to this point, and I would have left them with their proper owners.
you got
Passionate
kids.
Bliss, you better be careful not to get abandonment charges when you drop them off at the DSS
I mean,
office.
do you got kids? I would like to see how
That's
your
what she just said. She just said if she would have found out her children wasn't hers, then she would have dropped their ass off at the proper place.
no,
And I'm with her.
I'm not talking about kids that's not hers. I said, does she
She,
have kids? Her biological kids.
Yes, that's who I'm talking about.
bro,
I love them dearly, but if I had
I'm
found out, but I carried the
I'm
children,
not
so I know
saying
for a fact they
no, no,
mine. But if
no. I'm
I was the
saying
opposite
no,
parent and I found out the kid was not mine, I would return the children to
no,
where they
no.
came from.
I'm saying off how I'm hearing you talk. I want to know who the fuck your kids are, how they act. They got to be going to Harvard or some shit. How you be talking? Like, what's up?
what?
How old is your kids? You got adult kids or you still raising? Miss Passionate Bliss.
Oh, my son is 21. He's a paramedic. He's about to graduate from paramedic school. He's currently an EMT. My daughter is 27. She's married. She's a housewife. She does whatever she please. But yeah, and I struggle to do those with those kids by myself. But if I had found out at the age
You
of
got
8,
that walk.
if I could have avoided that struggle by the age of 8, if I found out what these ain't my kids, well, let's return them to who they belong to. Here you go. So I ain't looking for no extra grief. It sounds like you guys are out here looking for some extra work, some extra grief, some extra child rearing, things to do. Maybe you don't have no actual kids of your own. You're looking for extra kids or something. And that's great. But I didn't need that. I never asked for that. I would return them jokers if I could have, but I could not return them. So I did the best I could with them. As much as I love them, I would have returned them.
No, if it's that easy, you never loved them. You was there to get fucked.
Okay. And that's who we got raising the next nation. Salute. That's crazy. Yeah.
That's her opinion, though. You gotta respect it. You ain't gotta like it, but you gotta respect it.
That is not crazy. It is a lot of effort that goes into rearing children. I don't know how these men run around here talking about they gonna take care of kids that ain't there. Y'all crazy as hell. I ain't no way.
No, there ain't what nobody saying they gonna take care of no kids.
Yeah, I don't know nobody that says that.
That is crazy.
Sis, amen.
That's crazy. It's too much that go into rearing children. That's why I find it so egregious that women would sit up there and play them type of games with me.
Well, that's crazy. Like I said, Queen, like I said earlier.
Yeah,
Queen,
and I did agree with that when he said
once you find out that the child is not yours, now it's your decision to decide if you want to stay in the child's life or not. That's your decision. You don't have to. That's your decision if you choose to. And some men will choose to put the child's welfare over their own personal feelings. That's what I said.
Yeah, that's some crazy shit there. I wouldn't let no man do that. Sir, please go on with your life. Find you somebody to have a baby with and go on. Cause this ain't what you want.
But y'all making it seem like,
and that's fine. And that's fine. You can go on step. Yeah. I'm doing what I want to do. If you can't ride on this train, you can get off the tracks before you get ran over.
I mean, unless you trying to get married or some shit like that, I don't see no reason for no man to be up in some child life that ain't his. That's crazy.
But like I said, that's my decision. So you can either get on this train or you can get off the tracks before you get ran over.
I'm getting off the tracks and I'm taking my child with me. No hell. Nope. Mark was answering a question.
No, I was about to ask. I don't see what's wrong with what Passion and Bliss said. Like on certain points, I think a lot of y'all made a lot of good points. But yeah, man, I don't know a lot of people that are just willingly, because at that point, it's not even about being with somebody who wasn't quote unquote your child. At that point, it's about the distrust. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you, Mark. But what I'm saying is once you've had a bond with this child for X amount of years, it's hard. If you love this child, you've been thinking this child is yours, you've been taking care of this child, and all of a sudden you're supposed to turn that off. It doesn't work that way, bro.
It's about the deceit.
It doesn't work that way.
Parent, but also, I know somebody, I'll give you one like this. I know somebody who gave a woman some money for an abortion, right? They was in a relationship. She already had 2 kids. He gave her money for an abortion, right? She took the money, did whatever she did with it. Then had an abortion. Time goes by, they break up, you know what I'm saying, as she's pregnant. Some years roll by, and he gets with a lady who has like 2 or 3 kids, you know what I'm saying? Don't have no kids with her, but they have their own thing going, pays child support to the lady for, from 0 to 18, but never had a relationship with her and that child again. Because it was, I guess for him, it was about deceit. It was about the distrust.
Yeah. Mark was to it.
Who this? Oh, what's up, Luke?
Luke K. What's poppin'?
What's good, my nigga? Talk to
Patricia,
me.
Bob, Queen P. How you doing, sweetie? I can't really hear y'all.
Oh, you can't hear us? Beam out and beam back in real quick.
Okay, that's my.
HLD, talk to me.
What's going on, Mark?
What's poppin'?
Man, I missed last night's show, man. But I caught it this morning. It was pretty good.
It was crazy, man.
Yeah, it was.
Crazy at a couple points, huh?
Yeah, I wish I was there, but
yeah, really.
Yeah.
Rob G, always making it an entertaining show. I'm out here just grilling, man. Just finished cooking, about to go in here, eat this grub. But give me your take on this topic, man. What's up?
There's no right or wrong on what on what this guy is gonna do and his choice of which way he wants to handle it. You know, if he's out of there, he's out of there. And if he decides to somehow want to be a part of this child's life, that's commendable too. But to blame him on some type of moral, shit about, that oh, you've been there and now you got to stay there and all that shit. That's his choice. Each one of our lives is individual and it's precious to ourselves. What about this man is like thinking he only had his one child that he's ever gonna have. He's now in his freaking 40s, probably in his 50s or some bullshit, and he finds out that he does not have an heir of his. Thinking that he was one and done, for an example. Now he's left wanting to have a child of his own, and now you know what I mean. So, or whatever other choice in life that he has. So I definitely don't blame him. Now, is there a tactical, proper way of handling it? Absolutely. I think you have to take in consideration absolutely of the child, of how to be truthful. That's the main thing. You got to be truthful. I don't care how old the child is. You got to be truthful, honest, and be tactful in how to break it down to him. And if there's only one person to blame in this entire thing, it's the trifling baby mama. Period. She is not absolved to blame just because 8 years passed, 20 years passed, 30 years passed. She was a trifling, whatever what you want to call her at that time. Maybe she's not no more, but what she was doing then is what she was doing then. And so if anybody's to blame, it's all on her. So that's the way I feel about it. But yeah, obviously, if a gentleman wants to save the kid's life, hey, my props to him. And there's nothing to judge. You can't. It's an individual choice, and that's that. There's nothing to say about you're stupid, you're dumb, you're no. If he wants to do it and he can handle it, and that's all good, then God bless him. But if he wants to choose to break, hey man, that's on him too. And there's nothing wrong with it.
Boo! You're a bad person.
No, man. I mean, hey, it's I'm not riding on either train. I just whatever the person decides to want to do. The guy, he could do what he chooses to. That's his life. You know what I mean? And so if anybody's the bad person, it's the baby mama. She fucked up big time.
Now that I will say I agree with. The mom was a fuck up to do that. The mom was totally wrong. I think that's the only person who is the real villain in the story is the mom. Especially if you knew that you were fooling around, there was a chance. You should have told the man, look, it's a possibility. It could be somebody else's. And if he chooses to raise the kid and go through it with all that, knowing that, which some do, then that's fine. But a matter of fact, I knew somebody he didn't want to know actually, and but because he didn't have any other children, he raised his kid as his. When it came out that the possibility was that she wasn't his, he said he did not want to know because she was done grown by then. He had done all the work.
Yeah, it was too late in the game.
I didn't really hear the whole scenario. I didn't really hear the whole situation and what's going on.
But something where you find out she 8 years old. This crumb snatcher ain't none of mine. You mean I ain't got to buy no more groceries and food for this one? Take it back. I would send that kid right back. But and I'm not saying it. I mean, whatever you decide, it's up to you.
She more heartless. There's really no heartless than I would be, man.
But don't get me wrong. There's no right or wrong answer. But you are a fool. Now, if you take care of somebody else's responsibility, raise somebody else's kids, you're a fool. But if you want to do that, it's your right to be a fool.
I don't agree. He's a fool.
In this country,
I don't agree with that sentiment at all.
I got you, HLD. Hold up. Let her finish. Go ahead, Passionate.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, in this country, we are entitled to be foolish if we want to. You are a fool if you take on a responsibility that is not yours, that you don't have to. That's just my opinion. You ain't got to agree with it, but that's my opinion. You're a fool, but and you'll be blessed for it. But you'll be blessed for it. It's a good deed, and you'll be blessed for it. But you is a fool.
All right. So look, Luke Kane just pulled up. Pardon me. HLD just pulled up as well. I had two scenarios on the topic. I just didn't change the poll. So some people had already answered the poll for this question, but it was intended for the second scenario. The first scenario was this one. She was like, my baby daddy got promoted. And basically he ordered a DNA test. She said, and my son failed. He put the results in my mailbox. I forgave myself for cheating, but he's been petty. He's been my son's dad for 8 years. Why ghost my child? How to fix it?
That B said, no, I forgave myself. I forgave myself.
Bogus. Nope.
Speak on it. Speak on it. One at a time. Go ahead.
No, bro, motherfucker ain't finna be. Listen, Mark, I got 5 kids. One of them
Oh
gone.
shit.
Four of them still alive. They all by one woman. Let me tell you something.
Oh, that hurt.
The obligation that come behind having a child is gone once you learn that that child ain't yours. Not only that, the expectation, all of the love, everything leaves because everything you once believed wants to be true is not true. Everything changed for you. All this shit changed for you. This child is not mine now. Now you damn near thinking to yourself, I need to try to get me a woman that's gonna help me make a child to try to make this shit right because you heartbroken. You disappointed. You fucked up behind it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Me, I couldn't deal with it. Like I'd be like, all right, you got it. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not finna continuously, I mean, I don't know. I ain't finna continue. I ain't finna stay with no girl like that. I'm cool.
A lot of things come into play with that, guys. I mean, do you have other kids with this woman? Are things really good with this woman? I mean, so I can understand what a man would go through and making this judgment about just, fuck that. You know what I mean? So, like I said, man, I whatever decision the man wants to take upon it, I would respect it. There's nothing you can say or try to put his name in a bad way. So, I mean, hey, it is what it is, and hopefully, baby mama will be able to do some better choices along the way to make things better for this child.
All right, and this the other little joint we had up, and y'all can give me y'all take on it. We can open it back up and let everybody else give me y'all can pick it up. Just want everybody to know where we at for the people just beaming in. And I should have made these 2 separate topics, but I'm just out grilling and chilling. Look, and she wrote this exactly how you see it on the screen. This is not my grammar and my typing. This is her, word for word. Y'all, my baby daddy done ran and got my son these light up shoes and dingy ass clothes. One S on dingy ass clothes. These are the shoes. As you can see on the screen, these are the shoes. So he looks like a very small kid just by looking at the ankle and his foot. All right, boom. Bought my kid these dingy ass clothes. I am so pissed. Calling himself spending money. This entire outfit cost $13. I don't dress my kids in Walmart like my baby daddy mama did him. I always keep my kids and name brand at least, not in name brand at least, whatever. We know what you mean. I always keep my kids in name brand at least. Then every time I send my son with Nike, Adidas, or even Under Armour, when he's with his dad, we never see it again. At the end of the day, my son had a good time at the fair, and that's the most thing that's important. Anybody want to react?
There's 2 parts to that story, of which, one is what's going on with the kid's clothes when he goes to daddy's home, whatever. That's one thing. But that he's dressing the kid with what he got, and she on some tripping bullshit. Fuck her with that bullshit. You know what I mean? What is that? I don't get that. I don't get that. We get that a lot in the. I don't get that shit.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I spent a lot of money on my kids' clothes. I spent a lot of money on my kids' clothes. I don't even want them to go through that. My baby mama it's like the total opposite with us. She is a little more I want to say frugal when it comes to spending money on the kids' clothes. I think she just bogus. She just bogus off of the strength that you shouldn't expect that as long as he doing what he needs to do to take care of the kids, bitch, you bogus. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm trying to make sure my kids fresh. I ain't them bullying issues. You know how kids is. I got 11-year-old, 9-year-old, 7-year-old. These kids know what the fuck going on in these kids, and the kids be mean sometimes. You feel what I'm saying?
Teach them how to fight. That's what I taught mine.
Me personally, if I can spend the money, I'm gonna spend the money. Like, that's just Well, me personally. However,
I go
her
both ways
she
with
sold.
my son. I mean, you know, we got the fresh Nikes for one thing, and then we got the fuck around shit. And yeah, that could be from wherever, Target, Walmart, whatever. You know, but then we got we got this other shit for, for gonna be looking good, and that's the way but to teach a kid expectations that you have to be a certain way, so when he grows up and he can't have it, now he feels lesser of himself as a man or a woman. Like, no, man, confidence don't come from the fucking things you wear. I teach my son differently. I respect to anybody, however they do their thing, but I don't teach my son that, this shit that you got out here is what makes you. Absolutely not. I teach my son that we can, hey, the same way I am. I can eat filet mignon for dinner, or give me a peanut butter sandwich, and I'm good. So I don't teach him that type of stuff. Now, hey, you want shit, and you want shit, the most expensive shit, then earn your motherfucking dollar yourself. That's the way I had to do it as a teenager. And then I bought my own fucking Pumas. I bought my own Adidas. I bought my own fucking, you know what I mean? But to expect that and demand that, because that's what you end up having to do. And no, I don't see there's a good thing to be doing that. But that's me. To each his own how they raise their kids, and I don't have nothing in. But for my son, that's not the way I play.
You broke ass nigga. That's what broke niggas say. Step your game up, nigga.
I got a question. I got a question down there.
Talking about
my question is for Queen P.
I see how it bites the nerve on people, but it's the fucking truth.
I got a question for Queen P, Nash. Here's my question, right? So she said that ultimately the dude is a fool. Am I correct?
No, that was Passionate Bliss, sir.
Passionate Bliss? Okay. But is she still here?
Yeah, she is. She right next to me.
Okay. Well, Passionate Bliss, you say ultimately he's a fool, correct?
Oh, yes, he's definitely a fool.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question. So them grandparents that take on responsibility of kids that ain't theirs, are they fools too?
Nah, they just upholding their progeny.
No, them kids ain't theirs. They didn't spit them kids out.
Those kids are theirs. Those kids are their legacy.
No, they're not. No, they're not. They didn't have those kids.
No, they're not. And their legacy. You talking about somebody who's taking care of kids that is not a part of their bloodline.
That's not
their legacy.
Your grandparents' responsibility to raise them kids. You had them kids. That's your responsibility. So if the man decides that he wants to help the child and give the child a better life than the child would have, he's a fool. But if the grandparents decide to do the exact same thing, they're not. That makes no sense to me.
It absolutely makes sense, because you might be senseless. This is what I said. Those are not your kids. That's not your bloodline. That's not your legacy. That's not your progeny. Now, a grandparent taking care of their grandkids, that is their blood. That's why they're obligated to take care of them. That is their legacy. That's why they're obligated to take care of them. But you, as some boo-boo the fool, picking up a bloodline that's not yours, a legacy that's not yours, that you didn't bring that kid here, and you picking that up, you're a fool. The grandparents are not fools. They're protecting their legacy. And that's going to come back to them.
But it's not going to come back to the man who decided to go outside himself and help a child that couldn't help itself.
Maybe not, because it's not your legacy.
Yeah, I disagree, but that's okay. We can agree to disagree, sister.
All right, well, this has been another great episode of Breaking Beats. Final thoughts. Anybody got anything they want to say before we close this one out?
Nobody said nothing about the Paw Patrol shoes, man.
I think they had already spoke about it earlier, if I'm not mistaken. Reg, did you give me your take?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, no, I think the woman is dumb to complain about that. The kids don't care about it. It's good enough for the kids. She too busy. A lot of people too busy into how they present their kids to other people. That's all it is, a reflection of, look at it's status thing. That's why they want to dress kids in certain name brands. A kid can give a damn. You let a kid get the option of picking, they picking shoes with lights on them all day. And I've learned that through my kids. They can care less about some name brand shit. That's just the doge trying to impress, external people and stuff. So as long as the kids have something on, they're dressed, they're clothed, they should be good with that. because all the kid gonna do, you buy expensive shit, they gonna ruin it. Kids want to play.
Hey, Reg, but my whole point is, if I don't think this is her first time saying, "Hey, send back the sneakers I sent them over with." Like, you know what kind of person she is. If she's complaining about it to you, send them back with the shit she sent the kid with. I don't think that's asking a lot. But I did have my little tidbit when she was like, "I don't dress my kids in Walmart like my baby daddy mama did him." I was like, that Walmart was good enough to bag you, raw dog. You get what I'm saying? But that's
Yeah.
a whole nother conversation. We could talk about materialism on the show and how things get overpriced. I saw this one documentary how they just faked out customers, and there's a whole bunch of them. Do an episode on that shit. So what about that, Reg? You agree with me on that, or you think she tripping on that too? What is he
But
doing with all the Nikes and Adidas and the Under Armour that she covered so much?
I mean, you deal with that all the time with parents. You send kids go back and forth, and people will heard the good shit that you get, send the kids, won't send the kids back with the shit you pack. So it's just like you just got to make the adjustments to avoid a lot of that shit, or know when somebody's just doing that shit out of agitation.
Start sending him back on with the light ups.
Yeah, yeah.
Be the first
It's a lot of bullshit. Players play with each other because they still deep down love each other and want to fuck or something. Because obviously it ain't about the kid. It's them trying to pick at each other. Or I ain't good enough. You gonna just leave me like that and all that kind of crazy shit. Like a lot of motherfuckers just fucked up in relationship. That's why I've always been on my shit to where I don't get caught up in that shit or try to be with people. I'm not a relationship fighter. I'm more of a one to be single and fuck with who I want. But you see a lot of that shit in these broken relationships where parents are doing this petty ass shit when it comes back to sending the child with these items or giving them lesser costing items or trying to keep what another person had brought and not send it back to the person that brought it. Like it's an annoying thing, but it's also something you got to understand as to what a person's doing it for and trying to get out of it. Because obviously they try to use that shit to run back to a court about it.
All right. Anybody else want to give me their final thoughts on anything before I let y'all go?
Great
I'm
show,
also
man.
telling.
Oh,
Great show, Nash, as usual. You my guy. Go Raiders.
shout out to you. Go Raiders. Shout out to my boy Sean Moore, man. Passionate Bliss. I hope they weren't too hard on you over here. I know you're a very strong, opinionated person. So you know everybody's not gonna agree with you, but I got a lot of love, a lot of respect for you. It takes a lot of courage to put yourself out there and to not have an opinion that's always popular. So and you're always willing to stand on it. So I give you credit.
Yeah, they don't have to agree with me. Come with it. I love it. Bring it. But as far as the first scenario goes, she was being greedy and she got busted, and so she didn't get the increase in child support. Now she's got no child support. But now you want him to short for a kid that's not his? No. Go on and sit down somewhere. You and your kid. Go find a real baby daddy. File for child support from him and try to get your kid a relationship with the real baby daddy. How about that? Second scenario, the kid wants to light up clothes, and the kids don't care if it's Walmart or not, as long as they look cute. But when they get older, they will care. And so, to truth be told, the kid wants to light up shoes, and he don't care about the Walmart clothes. You do. So if you care, then don't send him over there. Send him back with the same light up shoes and the same clothes that the daddy sent you with, in the first place, because that's apparently what they like. So send him what they like, and when he home with you, then he wears what you like. Easy solution. Uh, Raising kids is not your own. You're a fool, but you'll be rewarded for your foolishness. Sometimes, sometimes foolishness brings rewards, and
Damn,
this
man, you
this is
so
an act of
cold.
foolishness that will bring you a reward. But yeah, you're a fool. But good luck on that, and reap the rewards. 20 years down the road when it's free of charge. Okay. With that being said, y'all have sweet dreams and wait to find them all real.
I know that's right. I know that's right. You want to plug and promote your channel before I let you go?
Yeah, I'm Passionate Bliss. I'm actually getting ready to post my vacation footage and photos, and I'll be doing that once a year for you guys so I can get a tax deduction off my channel, which is an LLC and is also um certified. And so with that being said, check me out. You probably won't like it, most of you guys. It's a women's channel geared toward the benefits of women, benefiting Black women and girls. Debbie say y'all have sweet dreams. Yeah, and wait to find them all real.
For sure, for sure. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. All right, sister, go ahead. Close it out. Take us home. You want to plug and promote anything before I let you go? Give me your final thoughts.
Yes. Look, y'all choose carefully who you procreate with, men and women, because it's crazy out here. And you're not obligated, and women need to understand that men are not obligated to take care of children that do not belong to them. That's crazy. And let's see. I got two channels. One is the spiritual channel, meditation, all spiritual things, and it's Hoodoo Heritage Month, so we doing all the hoodoo things. That is Sun Kid Spiritual, and y'all can find that on consulting, Sun Kid Spiritual Consulting on YouTube. And this channel is just social commentary, and this is the channel I interact with people on and all that type of stuff. And right now I'm over there frying chicken, so y'all can come over there and watch me fry it.
All right,
Thanks for having me up, Mark. I appreciate it.
I wouldn't have no sister. I wouldn't have it no other way. Hey, hey, go and take that COVID test though, cause that cough been sounding kind of bad all night.
You know, I've been coughing since we got to Washington, so I think it's new pollen and stuff. Cause you know I'm from Texas,
There's new
so I
weed
think
out there too. That weed too strong. You got to be careful.
I believe it. I believe it.
Have a good night though. God bless.
You too. Bye bye.
All right, man. So it's been another great episode of Breaking Beats. You already know what we do. We break down business, entertainment, art, technology, sports, anything else you guys like to talk about. Yeah, man. Did a little pop up. Was outside over there grilling and hell of a conversation, man. Hell of a conversation. Might have to do more of these on a Sunday, man. I might not always be out here grilling though, but still might call it grill and chill. Yeah, man. Shout out to Conshonery, everybody who pulled up. Let me do a members only roll call before we close this thing out. Because we couldn't do the show at a major level without the members. So let's do that. Let's do that. Where is it at? All right, cool. Boom, boom, boom. Let's roll. Let's do this members only roll call. Shout out to my homeboy, it's Mex. Appreciate you. Damn, I ain't got my drops. I ain't even got the what up drop. So I just roll through them. I roll through them. Shout out to Ismex. Mike from Boston. Ace Retro. Rider of the Storm, here to there, DJ Queen Coon, Godbody News, Tony Boswell, Pittsburgh T, Taylor Bell, Matty Yoel, C. Jones, 0224, Cliff Bailey, Con Shonery, Lisa Bells, that guy Eclipse 330, Cooking with the Champ. I see you, Champion Heart. Appreciate you, family. Taylor Bell, on the mic with Terrence Bailey Sr., New Media Today, USA Boxing, HLD, Cooking with Sir Senior, Brandon Washington, Born Supreme, Carmen Serene, Lady Shan Dundum Season, Dove, Right Side, Taint the Sweet Signs Examiner, Puro, the Scab Collector, D Bevel the Champ, Rauchi Films, and of course my good brother Derek Lincoln, the big fish himself. Man, this was a good show. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.